Hello everyone and welcome once again to another program of Prime Time. I'm your host Beverly. My guests today have been involved in the political arena for many years. And so why did they do it? Stick around and you'll see who we are talking about. This is Prime Time and we'll be right back.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like knowing you're covered when your house gets flooded. Getting your settlements quickly and fairly when a fire hits your home, and making sure your business can keep going even after an accident happens on site. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within one calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within one calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This evening we are involved in the political arena and also we are doing a personality profile. We have in our studio today Member of Parliament, Mr. George Pantuflet, and his lovely wife, Augustine Pantuflet. Thank you very much for consenting. I know you have a busy schedule, MP Pantuflet and also Mrs. Pantuflet. I know you all as George and Augustine.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program. I mean, it's a program long overdue, and before we even get to start, I want to congratulate you on your 40 years of marriage. And so tell me, how did you celebrate your 40 years of marriage? Let's go to that.
Very quiet.
At
home together, and so on. And yes, 40 years is quite a long time. I always tell folks that it's one day at a time, one step at a time, commitment, trust, understanding. And I tell myself she put up with me for quite a long time. And as I look at my life today, where would I be without her?
Yeah.
She's my balance, tell you the truth.
Yeah. And also a little bit putting up a little bit more when you decide to get into the political arena. Yes. And so Augustine, tell us how was your feelings for 40 years of marriage?
Well, 40 years of marriage has been quite a journey, I must say. And first of all, I married a man of my life, my love, and I would never change him for anybody else, most of all.
Yeah. So how did your life change? We know him way back in the office as a wonderful, kind guy in the immigration office in those days, and then move along, and then he tells you that he wants to get involved in politics.
Well,
how did that change the dynamics of things?
It didn't change that much in a sense because we really prayed about it before he got into it, and he always said politics was his passion, but because of the kids, we waited until the kids were all grown, they gone away to study, and it was only two of us. Right. So that many children wouldn't suffer in the process.
I hear you.
Right? So
That's true. And I have to add also, she is correctly so. It was about, I would say, 14 years ago. It was in the old years that I can never forget, that my wife Augustine and our daughter went to look at the fireworks. I decided to stay home. And while home, I was looking at TBN. It was about 10:30 and I said, Lord, I want to get involved in politics. What do you think about it, And I heard two things in my spirit, family and politics. First and foremost, if your family can't support you, then where are you going?
Right.
So I spoke to my sister at the time, deceased Patricia Pantuflet, got the family together, we had a meeting at their home, and they came and said, look, you have our support, you can go ahead. And based on that, I decided to get involved in politics.
Yeah.
And of course, I had a passion, I used to write articles and so on, complaining about issues. I said, look, there are many problems that exist on St. Martin. I would criticize, but also come with a solution as to what I would do in order to fix things. So after getting that confirmation from God and my family, I decided to get involved in politics.
Right, instead of being on the sideline and being the big commentator,
of course,
you would be the action guy.
And I signed my name to every article, though, let them know exactly who it is they're talking to,
So let's talk a little bit how has it changed? Because you're involved in politics for the last 14 years. You were a commissioner in government, and now you're a member of parliament. Tell us about that change.
Put it this way, it's not a matter of really a change per se in the sense of, okay, we are Island Council first, which had Island Council members, commissioners, and so on, and they fulfill two roles. An Island Council member could be a commissioner and vice versa. Today now, as Parliament now, as a country, is different. Parliamentarians and ministers of Council of Ministers are separate. Right. But the thing is, the people have not understood that it is not the same. People still look at us as, still call us commissioners sometimes, and Island Council members. And they don't understand that our role is not to do the executive part, but to do legislation and so on, and supervise and control the work of the ministers. And that's where, for us, we have understood the change, but the people are still trying to catch up.
It is difficult, yeah, because people still see you carrying that other
yes, that's right.
It's totally different. That you can't help them as much as you used to. You're just more legislative body now.
Yes,
today.
Exactly.
And so tell us, the 40 years, are you all suffering empty nest syndrome? Because you said everybody's grown, right? Everybody's grown, gone away. How was it living just the two of you together, Augustine?
Well, it has been quite a challenge for us because, you know, being raised up in a family of 3 kids until I was 5 in the home.
Right.
But now it's 2 of us and we spend a lot of time together, things that we could not have done when the kids were around, like going out for dinner. You can't go out for dinner every night.
You have 3 of them.
3 kids.
Yes,
So it makes it so much easier for us to go out even more than before, right? So we'd go out for dinners, do a lot of things together, which we could not have done when the kids were around.
But she didn't say though, sometimes even though the kids were here, especially the eldest son, he's 6 years older than the second one, so I would say, look, Stafford, you know, Daddy's not coming home tonight, I'm going to take Mommy out and so on. I would plan a dinner. At the same time, I'll go in the hotel, make reservations and everything. And from dinner to the hotel, and then we come back the next Sunday morning, whatever, you know. So
you're brave.
Because what we did was, you see, one thing in marriage, in long relationships and so on, it can become boring.
Right,
you got to be creative. You got to.
Hello.
So you have
after 40 years, you have to bring out that creative brush.
So you got to do different things and so on together, and you make it what you call exciting and so on. So those are the things we did in order to keep it going. Now the kids are gone. We miss them, yes, and so on. She misses them more than I do.
I'm sure.
All mothers are
still.
Yes, but still, the issue is because we had a relationship before they left, we can continue even though they're not there. And that's very important because sometimes once kids leave, parents seem to go apart.
A lot of parents have a problem in moving forward, as they call it, the empty nest syndrome. And so tell us, you have any girls or is only boys? One girl and 2 boys. And everybody's away?
Everybody's away.
And how do you, so how's the communication? Do they get to come? Do you go?
Well, right now they have their own lives and we're going on 9 grands now.
9 grands?
Out of the 3, yes. So it makes me travel a lot. Okay. You know, so I just came back from Miami to see one of them, which is 6 months old, which is Stafford's own. I didn't see her from the time she was born, so I went to spend some time with her.
We need to take a break and then we come back. We'll continue.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 fun mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of fun miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Within your reach.
At Travel Planners, we love what we do. Every day we help our clients plan their vacations, from honeymoons to family reunions, trade shows to conventions, school trips to sports tournaments. Our agents at Travel Planners can help you make better, wiser decisions on travel destinations and cruises and find you the lowest fares. Make some memories with help from Travel Planners in Phillipsburg and on the Airport Road, Simpson Bay. Visit our website at Planners SXM and like us on Facebook at St. Martin Travel Planners. We take care of all your travel needs.
A cruise is a great adventure, not only for passengers, also for us. The Port of St. Martin. Our port always reflected the needs and aspirations of the time. From the first to the 1.75 millionth passenger in 2013. Our cruise story started in 1963 with our first cruise passenger. 50 great years later, 20 million passengers later, thousands of cruise berths later, we've become the leading port in the Caribbean. 50 fantastic years. Like a dream. The dream of Port St. Martin lives on and reinvents itself every day. The best is yet to come.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is Prime Time, and today in studio we have Member of Parliament, Mr. George Pantoflet, and his wife, Augustine Pantoflet. They've recently celebrated 40 years of marriage, so we're chatting a little bit about that and the effect of 40 years together. All the children are gone. As before we took the break, Augustine was talking about the kids and how many kids they have. I need to get back to that part. So you have one girl and two boys. Tell us about your extended family now in detail.
One girl and 2 boys, and each one of them has 3 kids.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And so you have one in Miami.
1 in Miami and 2 in Holland.
And so how does that make for the traveling, George?
Well, normally what I do, I send her. She loves to travel.
Right.
So I let her go most of the times, and we have a business about 5 years now. So I said, instead of who was going together and closing it down, someone has to be here to ensure that things are running. So
right.
And as I said, she loves to travel, so I let her go most of the time to Holland and Miami, New York with the kids. You know what I mean, and enjoy the grandchildren.
Yeah, that's also special too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go to Holland, do you stay a long time?
Most maximum 1 month.
Maximum 1 month. Yes.
And then it's time to get back home. You know.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly.
Yes.
You have husband and business to see about.
Yeah. You know.
So tell us about your daily life as a member of Parliament now.
Honestly, I love what I'm doing. That's number one. The challenge is, though, as I said before, is the fact that people have not learned to separate what we did before as commissioners and other council members from being a member of Parliament. The constituency is plain. Our role is to supervise, to ensure that the ministers are carrying the function according to the law. But persons still call us for everything, come with the health, our education, our finances, you know what I mean, whatever it is, they call us and they expect us to do something about it, whereas it is not actually our task. So,
but are you able to do anything about it? Really?
What I do as a member of Parliament is first and foremost, I address the issue. I contact the minister, like what we do now. Every Monday we meet as a coalition along with ministers, and points are brought for it as to what it is they have to do.
Right.
But again, still, our task is still policies and legislation. Right. So I want to let people know that it is actually the ministers that have to carry the daily task, not Parliament. Legislation is important, but it's a process that takes quite a long time. I tell folks, look, if you want to pass a law, for instance, the short-term contract, we started in 2011, we're in 2017.
And you're still going?
We are still going because why? Once we submit a draft initiative, it goes to the Advisory Council, the Socio-Economic Council, and also the tripartite committee, the unions and so on have to look at it. It goes to them, comes back to us, we look at it again, make changes, goes back to them again, you know, and that takes a long time. So I'm hoping by the end of this year, that process is completed where we can deal with the abuse of the short-term contract.
Right. And so is that what you would call your baby? Is that the one that's close to your heart?
For now, it is, yes. Immigration has always been my passion. That's another issue. But the short-term contract, the abuse thereof, is what I'm trying to get completed right now before the end of the year.
Now, we've had people come in periodically and from different sectors of the island and talk about the tourism industry that is at a standstill. We're not, we don't seem as progressive, even though recently there was a report that there was an increase in stayover guests. Your input on that? Any comment you'd like to make on that?
Yes, look, one of our failures has always been the issue of not putting enough funds into the tourism portfolio and product. And the thing is this, you all talk about cuts of finances here and so on. But fortunately, I hope by now, because of this morning's meeting, we are looking towards now ensuring that whatever budget is in place, priorities are set. Tourism product is key, but we have others too, which are, for instance, the dump.
Oh God, that is a big.
That is also, it can also contribute to the negative effects of a tourism income, because when the tourists come and see these things, wait a minute, what is happening here? So we are addressing it. This morning we had a meeting cell to say, well, okay, what are the priorities and how are we going to put the money together in order to ensure that especially the dump, but also the tourism product is invested in order to make sure that it functions properly. Yes, there's a report that came out saying that 85% of the hotels are filled, which is good. I hope to see it in finances because it's nice to hear the statistics, but I want to see the funds because on a good note though, the Minister of Finance said that the first 2 months they gained more revenues than last year, the same period. I hope it continues where that is concerned.
Because also I read in the newspaper today that St. Lucia now is thinking about making a giant pier to get more cruise ships coming into the island. So everybody's on board. We have next door St. Kitts that's doing a big part also in bringing the cruise ships. So we have to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah, but I'm not really concerned. They were talking about Cuba and so on. Cuba's going to open and so on. Happening? One of the things that are important is how the proximity of the islands to each other. When you take a cruise, take a cruise from St. Martin to St. Lucia, that's quite a ways. Yes. But coming down the islands is what is so St. Martin's location geographically is key for us. But I think what we should do in the Caribbean is work more together. Sell ourselves as a region in order to attract the tourists and so on. But as a matter of fact, a report says that I think this year or the next year, the tourism in our direction towards the Caribbean is going to increase more and more. So because when you look again, you see so many new mega ships also being built and coming out. Of course, and that's why we got to make sure our pairs are able to hold them. Right. And this might sound, what should I say, strange, but what is happening in the Middle East and so on is not good for tourists, so they're coming mostly down this side, which is good for us. You know, we have to accept that fact. That's a good point. So, Augustine, tell me about your venture. Your husband was saying that I know that you have a boutique on Front Street, Lower Front Street for the last 5 years. 5 years, right. So how much time is put into that?
Well, quite a lot of time because, that's all I do. Right?
So how do you order your clothing online or do you go shopping?
I go shopping mostly, I go shopping, most of the time, because I like to see this thing. I love to travel.
But not also you want to see your product.
I want to see my product, right.
And so who are you catering for?
Young ladies, like you, for general,
And so what you have in the store, you have clothing,
handbags, costume jewelry,
Oh, costume jewelry too?
Sandals, mostly sandals.
Okay. Yeah. So how is it going?
It's kind of tough because, as you know, the thing, and our location plays a big difference also because we are all the way down the street. It plays a big difference, but you're
holding on to see how it goes.
What is interesting, Beverly, is it was designed by our son
Stafford.
Because he started interior design and so on. And every person from Europe, Canada, when they come, they say, "Wow, what a beautiful store!" And of course, the products that we sell, and they look at Augustine and they say that she's elegant, so they can't expect anything different. So, but what sometimes work against us is because it looks like a boutique, and persons look at from the outside and say, it's expensive.
It's expensive,
when they come inside and say, wait a minute, the prices are reasonable. I say, yes, so that's you have to come inside and look, so. But our son did a great job, and my wife's choice in clothing, and then myself, when she got married to me, is my choice. So.
Did she choose that shirt? Because the beautiful color.
I think
I'm sure you did. Anyway, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll continue. Stay tuned. Don't forget to view us on Facebook and on YouTube. And don't forget to like our page and to subscribe. We'll be back in a moment. The Daily Herald is my first source for up-to-date information and news. Putting together this program of prime time requires research and knowledge of current events. For local news, regional and international news, do read the Daily Herald.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
NP, I noticed that you said that years ago when you decided you wanted to get involved in politics, you prayed about it and know that you're a strong, God-fearing person. And so, how has your faith and your trust and love for God helped you to carry on? Because I know you need some strong foundation to be in this political arena.
Well, Beverly, as I said in the beginning, one of the most important I realized, especially in politics, I was told before I got involved, or when I decided to get involved in politics, they said it's a nasty game, it's a dirty game. I said, no, it's the individual, it's not the politics, you know. And whenever I want to make a decision on a particular issue, I see God's face. I said, look, if you are not with me, I'm not going. Doesn't make any sense, because the fact is He knows the future, He knows what is down the road, and He's going to prepare you for certain challenges in life. So I always consult Him first, and sometimes I don't listen. When I don't listen,
I know, you know.
I get corrected for it.
I get a slap.
And that's good because I know that he cares, He knows exactly He wants to lead me in the right direction. So, but it has been that has helped me all through the years, is my faith in God and so on. That's been very key for me.
I was saying, do you think that was the gel in the Crazy Glue Stick? That gel that kept your marriage strong from early on, your faith in God?
Yes, I believe so. It has, yeah. Yes.
Oh, definitely. You know, when we got married, we were, that's what, 40 years ago. She was 19 at first when I proposed, tell her the truth.
At 19?
And she said no, she told me no at the time.
What, so she was too young?
Yes, she was right. You know,
I just wanted to make sure that was the man.
Right, so you had to wait a little bit.
I had to wait a while.
And I waited. And I waited.
And you waited some more?
And interestingly, I can never forget the confirmation came from God again as usual. There was a young lady from one of the islands that liked me. We attended the same church. And she said, she said, look, I love you, but God has told me that you belong to Augustine.
And did you tell Augustine about that somebody else was looking at you?
Yes, she knew.
Let her say that. And then she decided quickly.
So but the girl, she told me personally, she came to me and told me, she said, George is for you. I tried, but George is for you.
So that helped you along a little bit?
Yeah, it helped me a lot.
Yes. How soon did you all start having kids after you got married?
We got married in 77. Our first son was born, second son was born 79.
79.
Okay, so you had a little time together. Yeah. How was marriage changed? From 40 years in those days to now?
My God.
Today I would say people are not committed like before. Quickly want to take decisions to separate. One of the things I've learned over the years, these beautiful ladies, to learn to compromise. There are times when you think you're right, instead of holding your ground, just give in and so on for peace sake, and then it works out, you know. Or if you have arguments, sometimes honestly I tease her to get a little angry, and then the makeup after which is sweet and so on. But those are the things that we have to look at. But today I find persons don't want to commit anymore. They want to be half foot in, half foot out. It's either you're all the way in or you're all the way out. You can't be halfway at all at all. And nothing is perfect. There are times we have discussions, and we use the term intense moments of fellowship and so on. But in the final analysis, you have to understand that we have to respect each other.
Right.
And takes two of us to make things work out, not just one.
Right.
And trust is very important.
Have you shared that with your kids?
Yes,
or they've seen the example?
They've seen it because even our eldest son, like many times he would call and he'd say, Mommy, you know something? This is what happened in my marriage, and when I think of you guys, it really helped me to move on. He said, you all have painted a picture for us, and we can never, go back on that.
It's important for us, and for me as a father, especially as a father, and
I think that's the lacking,
Yes.
Strong fathers in our community.
Like sometimes you ask a young man, who's his idol? He would say, Michael Jordan, a sports figure, whatever you mean, LeBron James, and but my sons say that I'm their role model, and they are men. They are men, but still when we greet each other, they hug me, kissing my forehead and my neck, and so on. we have that relationship that you know, what I mean, from small, that bond that is there that cannot be broken. You know, but again, because I was a present father in their life, not an absentee landlord, as people would say sometimes. You know, and I think that's the key right now as to the world. And I know time is running out. I was listening to an economist sometime on YouTube, and he said, look, we can come with all kind of laws we want and policies and so on concerning the youth. He said, but if the fathers don't take up their role again, he said, social issues with wife and husband, children and their parents, he said the laws won't work. It depends on the social aspect of our lives.
And before we close, what you going to stay in politics much longer?
In the next 20 years or so.
How difficult was it for you with the coalition changes? You're in, and then you're out, and then you're in, and you're out, and right now you're in. How does that play on your psyche?
Beverly, to be honest, very discouraged, because the fact is, I asked myself, what was the agenda? Was it the people's agenda, or did we have our own hidden agendas? And that is why many laws that were started could not be completed, because by change of government, a minister comes in, wants to go in another direction. I'm saying it is wrong. If the plans that are there are for St. Martin people, then you pursue them. So I'm hoping that this term here, okay, I believe we're going to stay together for 4 years. I'm confident in that fact. I told somebody, if anybody wants to jump ship, they better leave St. Martin because they can't live here. But the issue is, I want to see us as parliamentarians, as politicians, gain the trust of the people of St. Martin again, number one. Secondly, we look at the issues of what is taking place in regards to the economy, the tourism project, but not only that, but the short-term contract regards to 6 months in, 3 months out, 6 months in. You cannot
build the economy. Nothing.
The economy is suffering from that. So we are trying to ensure that if a person is working and he or she is doing a good job, then you'll keep them. Why can't they become permanent? And if they're not functioning well, there are procedures to follow in order to let them off or dismiss them. You know what I mean? So that's secondly the economy, and also the matter of our infrastructure. The road work, which I must commend Christopher, he's doing a tremendous job, and so on.
Okay, thank you very much, and Augustine, wish you all success. Where's your next travel? Which grandchild are you going to look? You have something coming up. You have something coming up in Holland, right? Next couple of months. Congratulations on that, and thank you very much for joining us, and God's blessings on your 40 years of marriage and onwards. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best in Parliament as a Member of Parliament representing the people of St. Martin. This has been Prime Time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week, and may God bless you.